Okay, we are ready now for the third and final bed of veggies to be planted in Backyard Abundance. I'm just going to review where we're at and get you set to go with me. I just got another handy dandy edible asparagus pointer. The first bed we planted was the pole beans. You can see the poles in the rear behind me. Last bed we planted most recently was the one that had potatoes and carrots and onions and such right beside me here on my right. And now today we're going to attack this third and final bed. There's going to be chard and greens in the row closest to the camera here. We're going to do some big plants that are in the cabbage and broccoli family. I didn't come up with any turnips, and frankly, though I was asked to plant some, I don't like turnips, so it's like the only veggie I don't like. I'm not planting any. At this end, closest to the camera, we're going to do some squash family stuff to spill over onto the pathway. And then on the far row, little guys that'll get the early morning sun first will be a variety of different herbs. So I'll just show you what I have here. Mostly seeds that I started out with. And these are all seeds that I've saved. I got a variety of chard called Ford Hook. I've got a really lovely green that's called tatsoi that can be eaten raw or cooked, kind of like spinach. I've got a variety of cabbage seeds I've been saving called January King. I've got some more greens that'll come out as lettuce. It's called a Simpson lettuce. I think that's about doing it for that. In the squash family, we've got someone that's cantaloupe here, and also a yellow fruiting zucchini start. So those are ready to go there. And in the far herb row, I've got a good variety of herbs here actually. I've got oregano, I've got some chives, I've got some basil, some dill. These are rosemary that I took as my own cuttings this spring when I learned how to propagate herbs. So I'm pretty proud of those little guys off one of our bigger bushes. So we'll plant those in there. And then we've also got some thyme. So we'll get all those guys in, and so here we are. We'll reposition the camera and get ready to start planting the final row of veggies in Backyard Abundance. Here we go. So the first thing I've done here in this bed is plant what I know are going to be the two biggest plants in the bed initially because they'll vine out, the zucchini and the cantaloupe. So I've put them as far apart as I can, right at the extreme end of the rows where there's a pathway where I'm sitting right now that they can grow over into. And I've positioned them right beside a dripper on the drip line in both cases. There's bone meal and lime in the hole. I've sunk them right in nice and deep, packed them down. So when I put water on those, when I turn the drippers on, there'll be water right to the roots, and hopefully they'll have enough room to grow. And then from here, I'm just gonna start putting in rows of greens here that want shade, greens here that are gonna provide the shade, and herbs over here. So we'll get onto that next. Here we go. If you're a really visual person like me, this is a beautiful way to lay out your bed. I've laid out all three drip lines with what I'm going to put where, and I've even dug with little shallow furrows where I'm going to put seeds. My herbs are actually at drip line locations where there's actually water going to drip out. So on this side, I've got stuff that I want to have a little bit of shade, tatsoi and lettuce. Tall stuff that'll go in the middle to provide it some shade from the morning sun, like taller things like sprouting broccoli and cabbage. And on this side, the basil, dill, rosemary, thyme, oregano, green onions up to the cantaloupe that's at the front there. So I'm going to plant all this out and then sack every area that I can and get it wet. And this will be a beautiful thing. This is going to be a very productive bed. Alrighty, so I'm in a situation now where I have planted all of this bed. Any place that I've got seeds, I'm going to cover them up so that I'll put it like this, so one sack covers two rows. In your foreground, you can see over here, all the herbs are in. I sacked all down their sides so that there'd be more soil covered, and I put bone meal around each. And I'll just put these sacks here, everything's been moistened. And then all the soil's covered up. And I'll put one more there. And I'll have one to spare. Look at that. Yeah, baby. Okay, so that's where we're sitting. The final of the 3 beds of Backyard Abundance is planted. There's lots more parts and pieces of what we're going to do in coming days still coming on how to care for the veg, how to keep away pests, how to maybe add some more color with some flowers and such, which can not just add beauty but also do some more pest control. We'll look at the soil management and building soil, and just how to enjoy the garden and maximize it fully so it's truly backyard abundance. Thanks for sticking with us. Happy planting.